we also have our overall soul purpose or soul destiny that comes out of the soul contract work. And if we focus on those gifts, and especially working through our karmic patterns, that gift becomes available to help others.
Welcome to Spiritual Rockstar Podcast, where world-changing spiritual entrepreneurs come to deeply awaken the power within to bring forth their greatest purpose, while enjoying being in tune with all life and real wealth in all aspects of their lives. I'm your host, Daniel John Hanneman. Nicholas, I'm so grateful to be with you. It's always such a delight. Yeah, you shared some really fantastic things. We just did the Roundtable Mastermind yesterday. For me, that was really awesome. I heard from one of the participants that it was really, really impactful for her. And so yeah, we've been having a great time with this event. And you have such a wonderful, my experience here, you have such a steady presence and sweet energy. And yeah, the process you shared yesterday with expanding in our heart was really powerful. And I'm just so grateful for you always. But yeah, you're all about building the new earth. So I love that you're a part of that. And, you've come to me, I've come to you, and then you told me, like, this is going to happen next. This is happening next in the world. And part of my little mind was like, even though I agreed with you somewhat, I was like, oh, I don't know if that'll happen. Sure enough, everything you've been saying lately is happening. I really, really appreciate your insights on things. How do you get to be so accurate, Nicholas? I mean, how do you know?
Well, I just sort of tune into the energy, and
Yeah.
I've always been able to do that, tune into the consensus energy of the matrix, and just feel the energy flow and sense where it's going to go. This is sort of above and beyond the sort of appearance of what's going on, but just look at the energy underneath that and listen to different alternative sources and feel within them what's true and what may not be so true, because there's so much misinformation out in the world, and just get a feeling for the energy flow of where we collectively as this human civilization is actually going. But also there's the framework which I mentioned last night on the round table of we're playing this game of separation from God. That's the broader picture. And we got as separate as we could from God to play this game of separation, to see how separate we could get, and then learn as much as we can at a soul level over hundreds of thousands of years that humanity's been around on Earth. And now it's time to go home. So when you look at the broader picture of returning home, that means all the systems of control in the matrix, all the points of darkness holding it in place, which is part of this whole game of separation, have to dissolve. And when you see overall, it's all going to dissolve. It is dissolving rapidly, and you can see it in the outer world, especially in the past 5 years. Then got to look at events in that context and to see, well, how's this thing coming apart? And then it all makes sort of sense, really. And it's the power of God drawing us home, because we're all sparks of the divine who chose to experience being separate from who we truly are from God. And now we're all awakening and we're on the journey home. So it's inevitable what's going to happen, the dismantling of the old matrix, because it's now redundant. We've learned everything we can learn. It's just a matter of how it dismantles itself and how we, as light workers, cope with it. That's why we came. That's why we were born. We all each have a special part of this process that's been revealed rapidly now in people. It's like we've been sleepers, you call it that, for a long time, gradually waking people up. And now it's really accelerating. I find it unbelievable what's going on in the world. Some days I wake up thinking, is this really happening? And then I realize, yes, it is. This is really happening. So I've got to change my view on it, rather than being a slave in the matrix, just coping, as we all do as light workers, with what's going on, to actually being more proactive and optimistic and focusing on what are we going to collectively create for the new Earth.
Right.
Because it's up to us. The systems we relied on gave our power away to they're the issue. They're the ones that have kept us this limited. Now they're dismantling because the frequency has risen. and higher consciousness transmutes lower consciousness. So here we are, beginning of 2025, the new Earth is being born.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
just
I mean,
on.
I appreciate your viewpoint. You know, there's all kinds of viewpoints in the world, and you know, I appreciate the sense of optimism, and the idea that things are dismantling and being, the things that need to be stirred and awoken, and the darkness that's being exposed, and all this stuff. I mean, it's reassuring for people to hear, that, and if they resonate with it, that it's good to hear that reassurance. Like, I resonate with that just overall idea that things are wanting to evolve and evolve rapidly, because everything seems like it's the end of the world, so to speak, right? Like everything's going to go totally bad, and then it's possible like everything can change overnight. I mean, it's, yeah, things, this could happen, that could happen. But the truth is like when you break through the matrix energy or program, in my opinion, like from the way I look at it, we have an opportunity to start to see more what's true. And for me, what's so exciting is like we get to access more of who we are, right? Like access the truth of who we are, and that we're far more than what we've ever been, it's ever been revealed to us. And that we've been consciously, it's like, yeah, like I guess you could look at it either way. Either we did it to ourselves or others did it to us. But either way, the dimmer switch has been put on. And it's like, okay, now we're starting to wake up, and what's possible from here is just really amazing. What's possible, as we awaken. So I'd love for you to tell us, yeah. So as we awaken, as we're dealing with these things, how can we? I know you have all these ways of helping people navigate all this stuff. How can we navigate it? Like, is there a map? Is there a way to build a new Earth? How do we do it, so to speak? What are some of the keys for us?
I think the keys are to connect with what each of us has unique gifts of service, and we talked about on the roundtable yesterday how to find out what those are with your soul contract, which is basically analyzing the sounds or matching the sounds of your birth certificate name with the sounds of 22 ancient Hebrew letters with the soul contract reading work. And then from that, it reveals your physical and spiritual karma, your main karmic challenges, which can seem painful and insurmountable initially. But if we bring consciousness to those, which is what my work is about, we can transmute them. That becomes the actual gift to go out in the world to deliver to others who are open to it. And that's how we build the new earth. We also have our overall soul purpose or soul destiny that comes out of the soul contract work. And if we focus on those gifts, and especially working through our karmic patterns, that gift becomes available to help others, to awaken others. Because we all have a very specific role, and we know what that is, and we focus 80% of our energy on the 20% of issues that matter, then we make real progress. That's how we transform the place. And we as light workers are born with this program of, if I don't meet anyone like myself, I'll do it all myself. I'll just do it myself. So at least something happens. But the most important thing is to find our team. We each contract with the team, which we meet at the right time. And each member has a specific skill set that interlocks like a big jigsaw puzzle, and we co-create together. I mean, I have a whole team that helps me do what I do. I couldn't do it without them. And they each have a passion they want to bring to the Center for Conscious Ascension. Whether it's software, web design, coordinating the trainings, marketing, building communities, social media. And so it's not only getting to our own gifts, but it's being open and showing ourselves to the world, saying to the world, okay, I'm ready for my team. And when the time is right, they gradually start to turn up. And so we're actually meant to work together. We actually agree at a soul level to work together and meet up at a specific time. And everyone there will seem very familiar. And that's when the real power starts, because the synergy in the team is enormous. If there's two of you, it's a squared factor. You're equivalent to 4. If there's 3 of you, it's like a factor of 8. If you have 5 of you, it's 2 to the 5. It gets really enormously exponential in terms of our impact on consciousness. So finding your team is the next thing. Find your gifts, find your team. They'll naturally be aligned, and then the mission will actually reveal itself. And then it's self-perpetuating. It's got an energy of its own. And we see some pretty horrible things happening in the world at the moment. Some pretty horrifying things. That is a sign of there's a lot of death and destruction in the world, but that's a sign of the old system fighting to the end, which is natural. It's basically dismantling. So our focus, because of the law of attraction, needs to shift from, yes, we acknowledge some pretty bad things are happening, but what are we going to replace all the stuff with? Because there'll be a vacuum. It's a vacuum forming in the matrix. And our job is to build a new world, build a new earth, build a new civilization based on connection and love and service to others rather than service to self. And if enough of us do that, the greatest superpower humanity has is working as a group. I mean, the reason we're so powerful as a species is because we know how to work together. Okay, we're very tribal, and that's the key. So when the spiritual tribe connects together and focuses on a new earth, focuses on a better reality, that's actually what happens. And that's been hidden from us for a very long time by the way the matrix works. We've been put in a place of fear and disconnection and isolation at all levels.
Right.
And our job is to move out of that, to move into a group consciousness where we each have our own piece of the puzzle to work on and then to co-create together. That's actually how we build a new earth. It's not saying we ignore what's been going on. It's not saying we give it any more attention than absolutely necessary. It's a catalyst for us to say, well, what are we going to do instead? How are we going to replace this system or this situation? What are we going to put in place? Okay, and that's something which people are still discovering. That's the big secret of how we do this. And enough of us do that. Enough of us raising consciousness, because higher consciousness transmutes lower consciousness.
Right.
If you read David Hawkins' book, Power versus Force, and a high consciousness co-creative group is enormously powerful. It'll create a new reality. And that's the secret to the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much there that you said, and yeah, I think with this building the New Earth stuff, I love, like, one of my coaches at one point said, she's actually a business coach, but she's spiritually connected too, and she said, I mentioned around, some of the stuff in the news and how that sometimes was, in the past, this was in the past, but like how it was kind of really bothering me, or I was having some real issues with what's going on or whatever. It says, well, the way I look at that is well, all that stuff's going on. I'm over here building the new world, or however she put it, or the new earth. She might have said. So I mean that I think that can be the attitude. I think sometimes, I don't think, totally ignoring it maybe isn't the way to go either. But, if we keep putting our precious attention on what's happening and we get mesmerized by it, we're just only energizing it. Well, but if we're putting our attention on what is it that I would love to see happening in the world, then that's perhaps our big superpower, and do it together with others, like you said. So that's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I think we all have programmed into our soul major projects, major visions of what we want to create in the world. And now's the time to start drawing the team, if you haven't already, to carry those out. Because it's up to us, really, to build a new civilization based on love and connection and higher consciousness, because this is how we ascend to the next dimension, by raising everyone's frequency and focusing on what we wish to create, because our power of manifestation is enormously powerful as a group. Enormously powerful. I mean, you only need the square root of 1% of the world, of 1% of the world's population, okay, to actually make a major change. It's called the Maharishi effect. That's only about 9,000, 10,000 people. So they all focus on the same thing. then
Mm-hmm.
it starts to change.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And that's
I
that's the
mean,
key.
yeah.
That shows you how powerful our collective consciousness is.
Do you want to meditate and make money? Let it be simple. Let it be easy. Let it be fun. Go to yoursacredpurpose.com and get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation today.
Yeah, I even believe like at some level, I mean, like this kind of goes against the group thing, but to some level, I mean, at least certain temporal situations, I always, I believe of the one plus God is a majority. If you're super clear about something, you can shift something in the world seemingly right away. I mean, it's been my experience anyway. If I get super clear on something, all of a sudden it will shift, Oh, all these wildfires. Well, there used to be what, like wildfires, like, but these are worse than ever, like the ones in LA. Okay, yeah, okay. But how about all the wildfires they had in Australia? Those are really, really bad too, right? So, I mean, are they the worst? Everybody's like, I don't know, like wants to focus on the problem, like it's so bad. Okay. Um, but what if we focus on like how they could be over like overnight? I remember doing that with the Australia fires. I just started focusing on how it was over. It's okay. No, we don't need that anymore. It's over. And in a short period of time, it was over. It may not always happen that way, but like often when you just get clear on things shifting, it can. So, all I can say is one plus God, it can be a majority sometimes. But if we work together, there's exponential power for things sustainably to shift. Is how I look at it. So, what's your perspective on that?
Yeah, well, if enough people focus on it being finished in California, that it's raining,
Mm-hmm.
then there's a good chance that reality is going to be created.
Right, right. And that's exciting. And so if see, that's why I believe like this matrix is purposeful and it's designed for whatever the reasons are, right? Like of not, because if it's not like people like I know this all sounds hokey maybe to some people, but there are people that are enlightened enough to know about all this stuff, right? And are controlling, so to speak, like a lot of the mechanisms and things that are happening. So if they wanted to be for the good of the planet, they just put it on IPB. Guys, this is what works. Everybody just imagine rain coming down in California right now. Like that would be in the news. That would be what the news would be. It wouldn't be on, we wouldn't be going on and on about all the other stuff. The first thing would be that. Everything else would be second. Okay, can you pray for this one too, right? By the way, and this thing and that thing. But like the first thing would be, let's just put an end to it. We can do this. So everybody put your focus on it right now. So that's the world I want to be a part of creating, right? Let's create that place. So you've inspired me, Nicholas. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. So these hundreds of millions of light workers in the world just got to get organized.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Gotta
Yeah,
get
we
organized.
could create these things, right? We don't. So yeah, we got to quit waiting for it to happen because that's all part of the matrix too, isn't it? Like, oh, somebody else will do it, I hope.
Yeah, well, it's us collectively um, claiming our sovereignty and focusing on what we wish to create in the world. And if we do that from a higher place of consciousness, then that'll start to happen.
Mm-hmm. I know you have some really in-depth things to share. I mean, we only have a little bit of time left, but so tell people a little bit about, I know you showed me a chart before we came on and stuff, but you have a lot of intricate, deep things to share with people to understand reality and themselves and everything. So, what pieces around that do you want to share today around building the new Earth?
Well, to connect to your gifts of service, you can generate your soul contract chart based on the sounds of your name, converted to ancient Hebrew, and you can generate it for free at soulcontractreader.com. So you can find out the spiritual map of your life. What are you here to really do? So you can spend 80% of your time doing 20% of things that matter, not the other way around, which is what most humans do. And that's free, and you can find out what that chart means. I've got a #1 best-selling book on Amazon called Your Soul Contract Decoded. So just look that up or go to yoursoulcontractdecoded.com. Tells you about the book, and that'll explain your entire life. And it's basically the instruction manual, right, for light workers, so you know what's going on. What is this personality avatar creating? What am I here to actually experience? What are my karmic patterns to work through? What are my talents that I'm to deliver to the world? What are my goals? What's my soul destiny or life purpose? It's all in there. So you can do that. We have, if you're in a real hurry, then you can get a thing called a soul contract report. So you just go to yoursoulcontractreport.com, and then you just enter your name, and we work it out for you and send the report to you in 7 days. It's about 140 pages. It's a full report, which describes everything in your life and what to do about it.
Wow,
And
that's amazing. Now, do people have to pay for that particular report, or is that something?
Yeah, the report you need to pay for.
Okay. Oh,
But the chart is free. The book is
okay.
$15.
Yeah,
And
right,
$15
right.
to find out your whole life is pretty good value.
Right. Yeah, I've experienced some of your work, and it is on my podcast. If people want to also check that out, if you want to learn, well, it sounds good. Let me kick the tires a little bit. Go check out. Look it up. Spiritual Rockstar, Nicolas David, and Daniel here. So Daniel Hanneman. Just look it up. You'll find the episode. But yeah, if you're in a hurry and you just go with speed of trust, which is probably better for most of you, and go with that and just take advantage of everything now. We don't have, we keep playing around with time. It's like how does Nicholas, I want to call you David now. Now, how does Nicholas know like what's about to happen next? I mean, I've also been called like the guy in the movie Next, I guess, because I tend to be really good, I guess, at that too. But he knows what's happening. I mean, he's tuned in, and I've received his work, and it was all very accurate and very confirmed a lot of things for me. So, and it brought more illumination to things as well. Okay, so check all that out, and you've got the links below. And Nicholas, I don't know. You gotta, I love to talk, but you actually make me want to talk more than usual because I really appreciate the space you hold. You're a really safe space as well. Another thing I really love about you. And I just really appreciate the wisdom and the work you're doing in the world. I'm so grateful you came on for an interview today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Mm-hmm.
Allow me to contribute to this raising of consciousness on Earth, Daniel. Really appreciate it. I enjoyed that. It was good fun.
For listening to Spiritual Rockstar podcast. Stay tuned for our next upcoming new episodes each Saturday. Please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review to help us to serve you best. As a reminder, you can get your free Meditate and Make Money meditation at www.yoursacredpurpose.com to rock your sacred purpose. Goodbye for now, everybody.